Matsui & Company.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way, the Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
The sport truck. New Mitsubishi Triton.
Drive at Earth Mitsubishi Motors.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Makia Arai.
And I'm Hidemi Naganuma.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan right here from a studio in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even food. If you want to find out the latest in Japan, this is where you'll find it.
So let's get started. First up is Project Japan. This episode will introduce the history of Japan's manufacturing industry and the new challenges it faces.
If we look at the history of Japanese manufacturing, there are two keywords: miniaturization and precision. Japan has very few flat lands, and people used to have to carry heavy loads through these harsh mountain terrain. And because of this, and this is what promoted the reduction in size and weight of products.
So today we will introduce some untold stories behind the development of certain products in Japan and some new products that are being developed by Japan's manufacturing industry. Take a look.
Looking back reveals the future. The miracle of Japanese manufacturing. This humble wooden block has been carefully preserved, an unlikely symbol of Japanese craftsmanship, without which the development of a world-famous Japanese product would not have happened. The story begins at Sony in 1983. This block of wood became the world's first portable CD player. It was a model built to realize a player 1/16 the size of the original CD player. The company excelled in compact technology. Then there's this 2.1 meter tall by 1.3 meter wide large box. It's the very first quartz clock designed by Seiko in 1959. Quartz is crystal. A quartz clock uses crystals in its mechanism. Following the war, the majority of wristwatches were spring-powered, which caused the correct time to deviate by up to a minute a day. But the margin of error using quartz is only about 0.2 seconds, thanks to crystal technology. Here's how it works. When electricity passes through crystal, it oscillates precisely. A quartz watch uses this oscillation to measure a second. The company wanted more and more people to use these accurate quartz watches. In 1959, they began branching out into miniaturization. They miniaturized not only the crystals, but all clock parts, and in just 4 years had created a desktop-sized clock. 6 years later, they had miniaturized even further. Seiko had made the world's first quartz wristwatch. Currently, quartz accounts for 98% of the world's total watch production. This streamlined technology was passed on to current watchmakers, and Japan-born quartz technology is now the world standard in watches. It was a culture of streamlining. Any waste was cut to the absolute limit in the pursuit of precision. In the 1950s, Japan entered a period of high economic growth. During this period, cities began dealing with rush hours in train stations. One of the main causes of congestion were the ticket gates. Station attendants had to punch each ticket one by one as passengers passed through. If they became held up, the gates would soon become chaotically crowded. There was clearly already an urgent need for an automatic ticketing gate to allow a smooth flow of passengers. But despite the rail company's requests to large electronics companies, they were turned down, told it was technologically impossible. It was too difficult to create automatic gates with the technology available at the time. One company, however, stepped up to the plate. It was Teteishi Electronics, now known as Omron, which was actively creating a more automated society through ATMs and transport management systems. This man was the team leader in charge of development at the time.
たまたま私たちの部隊っていうのはそういう新しい分野の事業を探索しろというのが命題だったところ、むしろ難しいほど私たちもやりがいがあるという気持ちだったですから。
They came up with the world's first automatic ticketing gate. A challenge with the developers' pride at stake had begun. Developers embarked on their challenge by first observing the station gates, then intently collecting data. What they found out was that a maximum of 80 people passed through a gate in 1 minute, well over the number of commuters originally estimated.
駅に行って私自身は愕然としたというところですね。頭に描いておった機械の常識から言うとそれは大変なスピードなんですね。一生懸命になって頑張ってやっても1分間に20人ぐらい、もうそれが限界だった。
They aimed for 0.6 seconds per person. What they came up with was a conveyor belt that took the ticket through the gate. Typical ticketing gates at the time had opening and closing panels to allow a person through. As they opened and closed, the time it took meant it was impossible to meet the estimate of 80 people per minute. However, one of the developers came up with a design that solved this problem.
そうや。最初から開いとったらいいんとちゃいますか？
それで行こうか。それで行こう。
ほとんどのお客はみんな新しい券を持ってるんだから、じゃあ開きっぱなしにしたらどうだという意見が出たんですね。係員とお客さんが信頼関係で、係員がやっぱりお客さんを信じているということを発見したわけですね。だから我々の機械にもその考え方を取り入れようということで、お客さんが信じることからだということになっているわけですね。
Some objected to the idea, saying commuters may pass through without paying. But they chose to trust commuters by designing an open gate. An outline of the automatic gate system was decided. But further issues arose. If someone attempted to pass through without inserting a ticket, the door would automatically close. To do this, a sensor to detect a person was employed. But this sensor would have to account for different heights and weights. A series of tests would have to be conducted. This is footage of the company's tests from that time. They conducted tests repeatedly, using commuters such as a woman in a kimono or someone carrying heavy luggage. With this, the sensor's accuracy reached a suitable level. But after this came the biggest hurdle. The development team had hit a great wall. They couldn't find a solution to the problem of commuter passes and regular tickets being different sizes, but passing through the same gates. Why was this a problem?
切符の長さがちょうど定期の幅ですから、切符は横向けに入っちゃうんです。でも情報を読むためには必ず縦向きにしなきゃならない。
The slot for the ticket was designed for the commuter pass, but this meant that a regular ticket could also be inserted sideways. If this happened, the ticket data couldn't be read properly. They needed to come up with a way for the ticket to turn lengthways. Was there a way to achieve this? After much trial and error, they had only succeeded in taking a lot of time. Then, one day, one of the developers happened upon a solution by chance while fishing.
これや。田中さん、分かったんですわ。横に入れても縦に流れるようになる技術が。
驚きました。そんなアイデアがあったのかと。その時の彼の表情がね、これならいけますよと確信に満た自信のある表情で語ってましたからね。
This is what the developer saw while he was fishing. He witnessed the moment a leaf which had fallen into the river changed its direction upon hitting a rock. His idea from the fallen leaf was immediately applied with the use of rollers. Even if a ticket were inserted on its side, it would still pass through lengthways. The development team was confident that they could succeed with this. Then, in 1972, the world's first ever fully automated ticketing gate was born. Passengers stream through without interruption, and the world's first ticketing gate accepts all tickets and passes without a hitch.
トラブルなしや。
やっとやったと。本当に一週間と正直少し目頭が熱くなるという感じがありました。嬉しかったですね。正しい人たちが大部分なんだということを信じて、その人たちの利便性を最優先すると。それでいつも開いておくという機会を作りました。これは日本という社会だから認めていただけて市民権を得て普及できたと。
The goal of 0.6 seconds per passenger was achieved, with trust being the key. That is how the world's first automatic ticketing gates came to be. There are new technologies being born with an eye toward the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. This is a wristband. When foreign tourists arrive in Japan, they can register their ID on the band using their passports, and the band then functions as a pass with which to confirm personal data and make credit card purchases. If it's registered prior to eating at restaurants, it can check for potential food allergies. And when it comes time to pay the bill, it's as easy as holding the band over a sensor at the register. Its cutting-edge technology even enables an immediate fare settlement in a taxi in the same way.
全てこの一つのパスで行けたらですね、外国人の方に非常に便利な社会を提供できるんじゃないかという私どもの提案になります。
This is what the future of streamlined technology looks like.
That's it for Project Japan. After the break, we'll be showing you a documentary program, so stay with us.
Potenza.
Let's go look for Mitsubishi Electric around the world. Singapore. Found it. Jakarta. Yeah! Tokyo. Michigan. Kuala Lumpur. Italy.
watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll introduce some of our popular documentary programs. This week, we have an episode from Japanese Dream by TBS, which introduces a researcher who is studying superfuel.
Kindai University. Tamio Ida has been researching a superfuel that will change the energy map of the world. Just how powerful is this fuel? A 2-centimeter thumb-sized piece is set alight. Although it is small, it burns at over 1000 degrees centigrade for a good 20 minutes. That is 1.5 times longer than coal. What's more, let's compare the way they burn. Coal lets off dark smoke. This smoke contains noxious chemicals that cause acid rain. On the other hand, Ida's fuel emits no dark smoke. Furthermore, the carbon dioxide emitted is only 1/3 that of coal. What is this fuel made of? The hint is in its smell.
これまた何の匂いでしょうか。お茶。
鉛筆のなんか削りカスみたいな匂いがする。
It is made of used tea leaves and pencils, tree branches, chaff or any other plant product can be used. This fuel can also be made from fruit and vegetable scraps. It is called biocoke.
日本は石炭で支えられているエネルギー需要を持ってますんで、それを代替できるとかそれを超えるような燃料に持っていかないといけないなっていうふうに思いますね。
Biocoke that will replace coal. We have plant waste lying unused throughout the world. China, the world's largest rice producer, has rice chaff. The Philippines has coconuts. And India has banana skins. We can collect tremendous amounts of waste from cacao and coffee beans. Here in Malaysia, there are enormous amounts of plant waste. They come from oil palms. Oil is extracted from the palm fruit and exported for use as cooking oil or in cosmetics. The waste they produce adds up to 20 million tons per year. This mountain of waste is a mountain of treasure for Ida. He plans to turn this into biocoke.
とこや。これで作ったらのできるで。
He says making biocoke is very similar to the way nature makes coal. The Earth, hundreds of millions of years ago, layer after layer of earth covered fallen trees. Buried underground, the trees were compressed by the pressure from the earth covering them and burned by geothermal energy. Then, over the next 30 million years, they turned into coal. Ida is able to recreate that process in a short time. But how?
これがこの葉の容器なんですけども。
It is an ordinary iron pipe and a lid. With this, he will recreate the power of nature. First, he pours powdered tea leaves into the iron pipe. He applies pressure from above. This recreates the trees buried in the ground being compressed by the pressure from the earth above them. Then, keeping the pressure on, he uses an electric kiln to heat the pipe up to 180 degrees centigrade for about 15 minutes. Next, he quickly cools it down using a fan.
非常にシンプルな過程なんです。
これで終わりなんですか？
これで終わりですね。完璧に反応してるんじゃないですかね。
He says this BioCoke holds 100 times more energy than has been expended up to this point.
本当にお茶のいい香りしますよね。お茶飲んだ時のような。
IDA has shrunken 30 million years of time to just an hour and created BioCoke, which is very similar to coal. How was that possible? These three are the main basic components of plants. When heat and pressure are added, the adhesive ingredient holding the three together dissolves and everything softens. Pressure is added until the temperature returns to normal and the adhesive ingredient hardens again to stone-like consistency. IDA was able to figure out the correct amount of pressure and temperature that would artificially prompt these reactions, thus creating BioCoke. But the research was by no means easy. What was the ideal pressure to transform plants into something like coal? How hot should it be? How long should it be cooled? The possible combinations were limitless. Sometimes steam and ingredients shot out. He continued his experiments, looking for the right combination. Until finally, he discovered the combination that would shrink 30 million years into 1 hour.
3年やったとしたら10万回ぐらいですよね。まあでもそれがゴールとはでも今でも思ってませんね。これが一番最初の入り口やと思ってますんで。
IDA cherishes a great dream.
その国にあったそのバイオでその国にあったバイオ鉱物を作る、まあそういう戦争のないエネルギーを取り合うことのない新しい国づくりができればいいなと思いますけどね。
In 2008, a new research facility was built here in Hokkaido. IDA began a large-scale trial production of BioCoke aimed at eventual commercial production. However,
条件が合わなくて爆発した時はこんな感じの。ここはボーンと破裂する。バイオ工具作る条件って非常に厳しい条件なんですけども、そこからどうもちょっと離れるとですね、作れなくなるんですね。
He cannot recreate the success he had in the university lab. Unless he can solve the problem, commercial production will be difficult. His methods are the same. What can the problem be?
ここの黒く見えてるところがこれバイオコークス化しているところでして、もうちょっと内側まで反応しないといけない。これは多分水分量だと思いますけどね。水分難しいですね、これね。
The cause was the amount of water in plants. Not enough of it prevents the core to react and harden. Too much of it can cause explosions. Besides pressure, heating and cooling, the amount of water in plants is important. IDA did repeated tests to find the perfect amount of water needed. It was at this point that he came upon a very helpful collaborator. Hokkaido Bureau of Economy, Trade and Industry. They were drawn to the possibilities of BioCoke.
北海道発の技術とその基盤でですね、世界に貢献していけると言ってほしいなというふうに思っております。
The Bureau gathered green waste necessary for this research from across the island of Hokkaido. On top of that, tea makers in Sapporo offered them tea leaves that were past their expiration date. With their support, Ida was able to speed up his research. Leaving his little children and wife in Kobe, Ida plugged along at his research 1,000 kilometers north in Hokkaido.
真っ暗なんですよ、北海道。でもこの方向なんですけど、この方向一点だけポーッと明るいところがあるんですよ。すすきのだけが明るくこういいなとこうみんな楽しいんやろうなと楽しい夜を過ごしてるんやろうなとこう思った時にまた寂しさがこみ上げてきます。
Ida left his family and moved to Hokkaido in midwinter. He steadily continued his research, studying appropriate water amounts for various types of green waste. 6 months after coming to Hokkaido, he had success.
これが本当に一番最初にバッチリできた完成品ですね。これは嬉しかったですね。この装置で本当にできるんやっていうことが見えましたから。
On this day, his BioCoke was tested at a factory.
目標1500度 C 以上ですけども、なんとか大丈夫だと思います。
20% BioCoke is added to the coal coke, and the temperature is maintained at 1,500 degrees centigrade. This will be the key to determining whether this BioCoke is practicable. The iron, melted by the heat, begins to flow. How is the temperature?
すごいですね。やっぱり1600度 C は出てましたね。非常に嬉しいですね。はい。温度的には十分使えると思いますね。コークよりも価格が安くなればそれに越したことはないと思いますけれど。
The day when BioCoke made from waste replaces coal may not be very far in the future. Ida is now in the process of creating BioCoke from oil palm in Malaysia with the aim of exporting it to Japan. He plans to increase the daily 2-ton production tenfold.
It will provide and create new business opportunities, employment opportunities for Malaysia, and also it will give a new kind of energy source to Japan.
BioCoke compacts waste to 1/10 of its original mass, making transporting it easy and cheap. The cost can easily be kept down. His wish is that BioCoke will create a world without war. His family has sent him a message as he continues to follow his dream.
今本当にバイオコックス研究所っていうのを作っていただいて、いろいろな人に恵まれてやってるのとても幸せだと思います。
研究好きなんですかね？
大好きなんです。
お父さんいつも家族のために働いてくれて頑張ってくれてありがとう。でお父さんいつも私たちのことを思ってくれてて嬉しいなって思います。でもなんか歩く時とかでもすぐせかせか歩いてっちゃって喧嘩もする時もあるよね。なんかそういう時間も大切にしてほしいです。
家族と一緒に歩いてる時とか一緒にゆっくり歩いてみんなで話しながら歩こう。
家族でゆっくりする時間を大切にしましょう。お父さん
びっくりしました。これはこれは泣けてきますね。頑張らなきゃいけませんね。これからゆっくり歩くようにします。
After the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economics program, Gatsuri Monday. Don't go away.
Dear Lisa, I took a boat ride from Grand Prince Hotel Hiroshima and I arrived at an island of the gods. The autumn foliage was divine, simply wonderful. Riding on the Red Arrow, there was another wonderful place near Tokyo. This primeval scenery can only be described as wonderful. Let's come here together someday. Smiles ahead. Seibu Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tokyo Skytree. Be awestruck by the panoramic view. There are so many other fun things to do after you've enjoyed the view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, let's enjoy. This is Tokyo Skytree.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll show you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program, Gachiri Monday by TBS. There are fresh fish retailers who are using unique strategies to promote fish consumption. Take a look.
First, we visited this retailer in Tokyo. As we entered the store, we found it packed with many customers. It is a fish store chain with 22 locations in and around Tokyo. Its annual sales are about 26 billion yen, or $218 million. There are solid reasons behind their success. Looking at their prices, Sama or Pacific Suri was 100 yen per piece. Poke or Atka Macro for 250 yen, and 100 grams of filleted bluefin tuna for 550 yen. They say their prices are 20% cheaper than the fish sold at supermarkets.
やっぱ仕入れが一番かもしれないですね。仕入れ力がうちは一番強いんで。
The secret behind their affordable prices was their purchasing method. They let us accompany them to purchase fish at the Central Fish Market in Niigata at 5 a.m. Their buyer is highly competent and purchases the fish for their stores. Now, let's take a look at how auctions are carried out. The first auction was Ama Ebi, or northern shrimp from Hokkaido. For amateurs, the technical terms used by the auctioneers are hard to understand. The expert buyer stands still, but then, for a moment, he looks the other way. Then someone says... A buyer from another store places a bid and wins this round. Still, the expert buyer does not seem to be upset. Then another one wins. Again, another buyer wins. The expert still looks calm and in control. For a moment, we began doubting that he will buy at all. He finally makes a purchase. Next, he begins to claim all the boxes in the area. Does this mean he bought everything? Here's what happened. At the Niigata wholesale markets, they adopt a rare way of auctioning called sagezeri. Auctioneers continue to lower the price. The buyers call out the price they agree to buy at. Then the prices of the remaining boxes continue to drop. This is the opposite of how other auctions work. This competent buyer is an expert in purchasing quality fish at lower prices with this system. Once he makes up his mind, he purchases in bulk. At another section, He buys it all. So how does this method allow him to buy fish at cheaper prices? We spoke with an auctioneer.
値段の安いやつを一気にまくっちゃうっていうだから他の仲買さんも少し高いと思っても一つ二つの魚がいる人はやっぱり先に買わないと各所さん声出すとやっぱり全部持ってかれちゃうんで。
After other competitors are gone, the bidding prices go down. Having an expert buy in bulk is the strategy of this major fish chain store. The purchased fish is then shipped to the 22 locations under its franchise. But their shipping method is also unique. To one of the shops, they are shipping
秋鮭ですね。秋鮭を予定やって売ってもらおうかな。予定にやる。いいんですかそんな勝手に決めちゃったそれは。こっちからやっぱりやって売ってもらうというかね、攪拌してもらう。
Usually, the decisions on what fish to ship are based on the store's orders. However, with this retailer, the buyer decides what fish to ship to each store. That is why they are able to make bulk purchases. At 1 p.m., a truck arrived at one of their stores. We asked what the store manager thinks about receiving 60 salmons he didn't even order.
こういうことは日常茶飯事なんですけど、ちょっと鮭はちょっと今日考えてなかった。
How is he going to sell 60 salmons? This is where the skills of the store staff are tested. As for the bulk stock of salmon, first they sell it in fillets. Staff in another section of the store also focused on selling the salmon. Methods were used to minimize the waste.
丸魚売ってるのはもし鮮度的にもう明日に回したくないものとかっていうのはお刺身、お寿司、惣菜で加工して販売してしっかり売り切る。
First, the fish is sold fresh. However, if it looks like there will be some left over, it is made into sashimi, sushi, or other prepared dishes. It is important that the store manager picks the best time to do this. He checks which products are left in the store and decides when to make them into sashimi or processed dishes. Just before the closing time at 6:30, there is hardly any fish left. This is all they have. What happened to the bulk stock of 60 salmons?
ちょっと思うようにやっぱいかなかったんですけども、ただ明日で売り切れる目処はつきました。今日どれぐらい売れたんですか？今日が結局30本ぐらい。
They were aiming to sell all 60 salmons in 2 days. The sales on this particular day was 4.8 million yen. On weekends, sales sometimes exceed 10 million yen. Next, we headed to Yonpachi Gyojo. It is a seafood restaurant franchise in Tokyo with 14 locations. Looking inside, the seats were almost full. It looks like just any other restaurant. First, we checked their recommendation. At the entrance of the store and on the blackboard, they advertise freshly caught this morning. We ask why the morning catch is so significant.
九州宮崎のその離島で朝取った魚をその日のうちに入れてるお店っていうのは、多分うちぐらいしかないのかなと。
The strongest point of this restaurant is speed. Usually, the fish caught in regions far from Tokyo is brought to a local market first. Then they are sent to Tsukiji the next day. so the fish takes at least 2 days to reach Tokyo. This restaurant chain receives fish directly from where it was caught. Here's how it is possible for fish caught in the morning at a remote island in Kyushu to be served at a restaurant in Tokyo on the same day. A special system was created to achieve this. We headed to Shima no Uda, a remote island in Miyazaki, which is 800 kilometers away from Tokyo. It is 2 a.m. This is the captain of the fishing boat.
こんな時間じゃなきゃダメなんですか？ダメなんです。間に合わないんですよ。間に合わない。早くしないと急がないとダメなんです。
The ship left the port at 2:10 a.m. After going 15 minutes out at sea, they arrived at the first fishing ground. In the dark water, they begin to collect the fishing nets that were put out the previous day. Most of the fishing is done by local fishermen, but this man is different. He is a full-time employee of the company, and he works on the boats with the local fishermen.
やっぱり自分たちで本当の漁をしてるかしてないかっていう多分そこの差はかなり大きいと思うんですね。
By joining the local fishermen, the employed fisherman is allowed to purchase the catch before they are sent to the fish markets. On this day, they caught a large number of tachi-uo, or cutlass fish, a valuable fish. At the second set net, they had a very big catch. One after another, they caught various rare fish that are barely seen in Tokyo.
カゴカキダイ。ダイ魚みたいなんですけど、これが今の時期脂が乗っててめちゃくちゃうまいんですよ。
While the boat is running, the employed fishermen and the buyers select which fish to buy. At the same time, the captain and local fishermen are able to raise their income.
儲かるというかですね、魚を入札じゃなくて安定した値段で決めて価格を決めて買ってもらってますからもう安心ですね。
Whether the catch is big or small, they buy at the negotiated price. So it is not a bad deal for the local fishermen either. At 4 a.m., they return to the fishing port. Another employed fisherman was waiting there. He quickly packs the fish to be shipped out to Tokyo. At 4:45, the truck leaves the port and heads to the airport. The catch is loaded onto a flight that leaves at 7:30 for Tokyo. At 9, the flight arrives at Haneda Airport. At 11 a.m., the catch arrives at the Morning Catch Center near the airport.
ここは魚の流通センターみたいな。自前ってことですか？そうです。
Fish sent from more than 10 fishing ports or markets gather at the center that is run by the chain restaurant. The catch gets sorted out and shipped out to each location. The stripy fish that was caught this morning in Miyazaki is sent to the Ikebukuro store in Tokyo. At 1:30 p.m., the fish for the day reaches the store. Before opening time, the chef and the wait staff hold a meeting.
今日カゴカキダイ入ってるって言ったんですけど、入ってますか？
食べたことは？
いや、ないです。漁師さんも食べたことないって書いてある。これは今日は刺して。
This information was posted by the locally employed fishermen on the company's SNS and is utilized when serving the customers. The next location we headed to was a port in the Goto Islands, west of Nagasaki Prefecture. An unusual system is being implemented here. When we headed to the port at 6 a.m. the next morning, a fishing boat was about to leave. We joined them to find out what their unique system is. About 20 minutes offshore, we arrived at a fishing ground. Suddenly, one of the fishermen starts talking like a reporter on his smartphone. This shopping program shows the fishermen at work online live. Viewers can actually place orders for the fresh fish caught during the show. The footage shot by smartphone is aired across Japan via the internet. The viewers can place an order with a single click while watching the show.
この漁の臨場感っていうのもこの方が楽しんでいただけるかなと思ってこういう形にしてますね。どんなセットになるかその日その日でねわからないですね。
On this day, the assortment looked like this. And the price was about 4,000 yen. One of their sales points is the excitement of not knowing what the catch will be each time.
みんながほらね、やっぱりね、従業員もほらね、こう意識しとっけ、ああ、中継されるぞっていうところだけね。
ちょっとモチベーション上がりますよね。上がるよ。
Through various strategies, the fresh fish business continues to evolve.
We do our jobs with sincerity and integrity to make a better living environment for the people and our society. Today's work, tomorrow's heritage. Shimizu Corporation.
Omron is a company like no other. It defines expectations because engineers are constantly working on something new. Machines that are attuned to the way people think and move. Therein lies technology that will one day help the future. We automate. Omron.
Channel Japan, your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. There will be more on the latest information from Japan, so join us again next time.